Thanks for joining us on the news at 1, reaching you from the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Salwa Khalil Ibrahim. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Muhammad Musa Bello, has commended President Nigerian Court of Appeal, Justice Zainab Bulkachua, for her commitment toward ensuring quick dispensation of justice. The minister gave the commendation when he received in audience the Court of Appeal President, who paid him a farewell visit in Abuja. Shoaibu Onuze Yakubu has the details.
President, Nigerian Court of Appeal, Justice Zainab Bulkachua, will bow out of office in the next few days after attaining the mandatory retirement age of 70 years. She says her visit is to appreciate FCT Minister for his contributions to the Court of Appeal over the years.
To thank him for all he had been doing for Nigerians, and most especially for the Court of Appeal. I've been going out of the judicial. My last assignment is to come and say goodbye to the Honorable Minister. Thank you very much.
Minister of the FCT, Muhammad Musa Bello, while commending the Court of Appeal President for her contributions, appealed to her to make herself available when called upon to offer advice on how to move the nation forward.
Even though you are going out of the judiciary, definitely society will continue to require your services in so many ways, probably more than even what you did in the past, so that at least, you know, our country will get the benefit of the experiences of reputable persons, highly regarded like yourself.
On the entourage of Justice Bulkachua is the presiding justice of Asaba Division of the Nigerian Court of Appeal, Shoaibu Onuze Yakubu, NTA News.
And the Federal Capital Territory Administration has pledged its continued resolve to provide logistics support to security agencies toward ensuring peaceful atmosphere in the territory. FCTA Director of Security Services, Adamu Gwari, disclosed this in an interview with Shoaibu Onuze Yakubu.
Solutions reached at last month's FCT Security Committee meeting is for all relevant agencies to continue to work in synergy in order to guarantee safer nation's capital city. Director of Security Services Department of the FCT Administration, Adamu Gwari, re-emphasized the importance of partnership on security matters, which he described as a veritable tool in ensuring peace in the society. He restated the administration's resolve to provide logistic support to security agencies to aid their efforts at protecting lives and property of the citizenry.
With the collaboration of our FCT administration and the relevant agencies and the necessary support given to such agencies, the success were purely based on the determination of all stakeholders in terms of what they need to do.
The director speaks further on the proactive measures adopted to nib crime in the
drug addiction and the issue of law and order.
Service delivery, accountability, and coherence.
This has gone a long way in the divisions too, because in Abuja alone we have 44 divisions, and we have been able to use Kubwa as a platform for the PCRC. And with this, we are able to go to the grassroots, and it's coming out with a good result because people knows their right with the police, and people knows what the police is intended to be and what the community needs to do with the police. They engage us in capacity building, leadership, and what it takes, what is your role of community in policing. And at the same time, they even went down to speak of the notorious crime that is in FCT, which is courtesan. With this, I can give them a pass man that they have done very well, and they have tried for us as a community in FCT Command.
Nigerian policing program works in 4 target states of Borno, Kano, Lagos, and Enugu. With the Federal Capital Territory, it partners the administration of Criminal Justice Act, Sexual Gender-Based Violence, and Community Safety Partnership for effective policing in the society.
Now, persons living with disability in the Federal Capital Territory have embarked on an awareness campaign to draw government attention to their plight. Ifeanyi Izumba report that a non-governmental organization Beyond the Campus Social Development Foundation is championing the cause.
Beyond the Compass Social Development Foundation seeks to create awareness for the full implementation of the Disability Act 2018 passed by the 8th National Assembly. The bill highlights certain features which truly embodies the struggles and challenges of persons living with disabilities.
No public building plans without resource to physically challenged persons. Availability of public transportation for persons living with disabilities. Right to first consideration in queues and in emergency cases.
The Senate President and Speaker that they should do well and implement the Disability Bill Act into law.
Give them free education, job opportunity.
I've got admission. There's no money to register my distance. I'm a shoe cobbler.
We need scholarship, just like what my brother has said, and job opportunities. So many of us has acquired the certificate, but there's no job.
Somebody that is getting old, before you know, the person can be paralyzed, and before you know, that person cannot walk, he's already disabled.
They also want the establishment of the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and an executive secretary to be appointed as head of the commission. The advocacy of Beyond the Compass Social Development Foundation is hinged on their belief that the bill will help improve the general well-being of people living with disabilities. Beyond the Compass Social
Many thanks, Ifeanyi. If you just joined us, you are watching the news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. We'll take a break now. More news when we return shortly.
Some people are getting 20-something thousand. Some are getting 30-something thousand. Is it a rocket science?
Our definition of news is getting the unusual in and around the FCT. Fresh and factual, from education, transportation, politics, sports, judiciary, security to the grassroots. You can go on and on. You will find us there.
I'm sure you will be wondering how we bring to you the happenings. Our news teams are always on ground 24/7 to keep you abreast with the latest happenings. Whenever the news breaks in the FCT, you will find our team of reporters.
Residents
the construction of the Lot 1B of the Abuja Light Rail Mass Transport System.
Whatever way you chose to
many have remained
Onlookers and motorists alike watch in horror as the wave upon wave of water.
Security agencies.
With our on-air personalities, we bring to you delightful presentations.
On the news
tonight. FCT Police Command, telecommunication giant empowers customers.
NTA Channel 5 Abuja News, always authentic with no room for fake news. We are the unity station, using the news to unite the nation.
Many thanks for being there. Now, timely and effective interventions can ensure that people with hearing loss are able to achieve their full potentials. This was the key message of the World Health Organization for the observance of 2020 World Hearing Day. Hakimat Aliyu reports that this was emphasized as the State House Clinic marked the day with activities in Abuja.
Free ear screening to detect hearing deficit, as well as health education and symposium, were part of the activities organized by the Ear, Nose and Throat ENT Department of the State House Clinic in collaboration with the Otorhinolaryngology Society to commemorate the World Hearing Day, which is observed every 3rd of March.
It's a non-fatal disabling condition, fine, but it's really, really critical. It affects quality of life for those who are affected. What WHO tries to campaign for every year with different theme is that prevention. The key is prevention. Majority of the causes in a developing country like ours are preventable. Childhood diseases like measles, mumps, rubella, meningitis.
Unlike other forms of impairment, it is difficult to recognize persons with hearing problems. Therefore, participants appraise the event as most appropriate to spread the message.
We have a case in GOPD where I work as a nurse there. There was a child they brought. The child was almost 2 years, but he was not talking, and the parents didn't notice it on time until they brought him, and that was when we knew that the child has hearing loss.
Advice is for people to bring out these children. They can access help. Adults too that also have this hearing loss and also speech deficit, and all this they can be incorporated into the therapy, and they will have special care, and with time,
and to give necessary support to those suffering hearing problems. In Abuja, Hakimat Aliu, NTA News.
Humanity is urged to develop a more caring relationship with nature. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres gave the charge in a message to commemorate the 2020 Wildlife Day event. Kama Kama has more on the International Day and its significance.
The United Nations Chief's advice is hinged on the fact that people of the world depend on Mother Earth to survive. Its message is echoed in Nigeria.
My message to all Nigerians is to please either minimize the eating of bushmeat, or we should stop it completely. When you don't eat, the hunters do not kill, there's no market for it, our wildlife will thrive.
A sad reality revealed by UN is that close to a quarter of all wildlife species on the planet are in danger of becoming extinct in the next few decades. Not many persons seem conscious of this threat.
The activities of man in the areas of deforestation, hunting, and of course poisoning of rivers, and even littering the environment with paper bags, rubber bottles, and so many non-biodegradable items are of course affecting our environment.
As the world's human population with its needs continue to grow, people keep exploring natural resources, including wild animals and plants and their habitats, in an unsustainable manner. That informed the 2020 theme for the World Wildlife Day celebration, which is sustaining all life on Earth. Kama Kama, NTA News.
Many thanks, Kama. Now, the effect of community policing in Nigeria cannot be overemphasized because it enhances service delivery, coordination and coherence amongst the police and other security actors. The head of Nigerian Policing Program, Kemi Akinyodu, stated this when she featured on Call the Police, a security check program on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. Safia Noma Uchi monitored the program and now reports.
The team lead of Nigerian Policing Program, Kemi Akinyodu, says the United Kingdom has always supported Nigeria with police reforms, and the present reform, which is the Nigerian Policing Program, has measured in accountability and justice for the police and security actors.
Nigerian Policing Program is an issue-based, we adopted an issue-based approach, which means we look at an issue that is pertinent to the quality service delivery of the agency that we're working with. So for the police at the federal level, our entry point was community-based policing. And community-based policing based on the rollout, the executive directive that was given in August 2017 for a national rollout of community policing across the country. Yes. So at the federal level, we engaged with the force headquarters, looking at the community policing framework, looking at the community policing strategy and the guidelines. So we assisted in that level. Within the state,
She said the 2-year program, which began in December 2016, ends this March. Unlike the community safety partnerships, it involves the local community, the DPOs, and other policing actors.
if you live within a locality that's like a residents association, you can organize your residents association to pay a courtesy visit to your DPO, and then the engagement will start.
The issue-based approach program helped to identify problems in Lagos, Borno, and Kano states, and called on Nigerians to cooperate with the reform program as it has proven to be an effective method of policing the society. Sophia Noma Uche, NTA News.
Now, the Unity Fountain in Abuja was conceived to mirror and symbolize the oneness of Nigerian people and provide adequate and modern-day recreational facility within the Federal Capital Territory. Today, the Unity Fountain is a shadow of its noble initiative. Onlookers bemoan the state of this place of national significance and call on the relevant authorities to give it necessary attention to put it in its right place. Ilyasu Onotu Yakubu tells us more about the present state of the Unity Fountain.
Abandoned and uncared for, the fountain is dehydrated and the Unity lacks fun. Death litter the environment, the flowers have given way to stumps, while lighting points are shattered and the power source a shadow of its creation. The only semblance of maintenance of this national freedom of unity spot is the picture of this sanitation personnel who comes around once in a while to unpick pieces of paper shreds and water sachets. Although the lady shields herself from camera lens, onlookers and residents bemoan the appalling state of this national sport of common purpose and say the authorities need to treat the place with pride as a national asset.
If there is a facility management or a manager on ground having team members, it would be very good. Look at the nature of the grass. I think someone just intentionally poured some chemicals here to kill this grass because this is supposed to be a green carpet grass to cover the environment. Look at the street lights, deplorable, broken. There is no water. The fountain itself is. Look at the environment. There should be lights. There should be something that gives you a taste of wanting to be around that environment. Looking at this place is a shadow of itself. A lot of things are not found here. I mean, I don't need to tell you. The camera can picture the things around. It's very annoying, and I don't think this is how it should be.
It's disappointed that this is not depicting that way at all. It's not depicting that way. We're supposed to come here and have it as a center of version.
While the state of the Unity Fountain has remained in this dilapidated form, one thing that has become a bone of contention from investigation is to ascertain the agency that is responsible for the maintenance of this symbolic national place. In Abuja, Ilyasu Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
And in sport, smoking hot from confidence, British world boxing champion Anthony Joshua is sure of knocking out Kubrat Pulev in the 11th round later this year as Super Eagles head coach Gernot Rohr leaves Bayern Munich youngster to play for his side. Abdullahi Sleman Iyadi has more on Sports Brief.
The fight, which has been confirmed for the 20th of June at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, will feature Kubrat Pulev as mandatory IBF challenger to take on Anthony Joshua. Pulev has only been defeated once in his professional career, losing to Vladimir Klitschko in 2014. But speaking to William Hill, Joshua seemed excited by the prospect of taking on the Bulgarian. He is confident of a knockout in the 11th round. In football, 18-year-old Bayern Munich striker Joshua Zexi is in the sights of Super Eagles head coach Gernot Rohr, who is seeking to convince the teenage sensation to don the Super Eagles shirt. Zexi, who is of Nigerian descent, has earned rave reviews for his impressive performance since his debut in the UEFA Champions League clash against Tottenham Hotspur in December 2019. Still talking young talents, don't let his frame deceive you, but the speed with which he moves past his markers betrays an 8-year-old. This is the story of Sheifumi Akinru, a basic 5 pupil whose passion for basketball is taking him places. His mental strength and passion for the top has seen him defy the lack of basketball courts within his neighborhood to make it a point of duty to hone his skills every weekend. For Sports Brief, Abdullahi Suleimani Aji, NTA News.
Now you can also watch us live on our YouTube channel or subscribe at NTA Abuja Channel 5. You can also download NTA Channel 5 mobile app on your Google Play Store for Android devices. And that's the news, but before we go, avoid indiscriminate littering of the environment. Ensure to always keep your environment clean. We'll be back at 7 with more news. Many thanks for watching and do have a lovely afternoon.